Hello, my name is Garima and I'm doing this YouTube vlog to become a better pet parent. Today I want to talk about the importance of keeping accurate medical records for your pet. Now there are a number of reasons why this is important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into every single case and talk about why having an actual medical record for your dog or your cat can be really useful in that time. If you've been watching the other videos that we got on the channel, I'm going to link them here. We're fostering Button, who's a Lhasa Apso, and he's a friend's dog, and she's kind of going through something, and we're taking care of the dog till that time. And we realized that there's no way to kind of transfer any important medical information apart from just verbally telling the other person. So that is use case number one. When you get a new pup, right? Now this could be either a pup that you're adopting yourself, or if you're fostering for somebody else. Having the right kind of medical information is something that really helps you get used to the fact that there's this new person in the house, and what are their requirements, what do they need to, what do you need to take care of so that they're healthy as well. That's use case number one. We did a survey, we spoke to about 100 plus pet parents, and we actually realized that 80% of new pet parents, that's people who take on a new puppy, don't get any written medical records. So that's no records for vaccinations that have already been done. It's usually the breeder or the adoption center telling you that, okay, they've already gotten all of this done. There's no way of really verifying it or knowing which dates these vaccinations were done on. It's important to know the dates because those dates then decide when your booster shots need to go. For puppies, that's really, really vital because in most cases, your booster shots have to go every 2 to 3 weeks for the vaccine to actually have the right kind of antibody reaction in your puppy. So that's one use case. The other thing I think that people kind of tend to forget is that by default, the onus of maintaining a record like that falls on the pet parent, right? If you compare it to the human healthcare system, it's quite different there because everything now is either coming to you on an email or is something that the hospital themselves also maintain. They have something called enterprise resource programs, ERPs, that they use to manage all of their patient data, and that's something that they use so that if the patient ever comes back, they have their history of health records in place. Now that doesn't exist for pets at the moment, right? In India specifically as well, you will find that every city will only have 2 or 3 of these bigger vets, which are basically the better known vets, which may be even investing in maintaining some kind of filing system, but you will not find it at every single vet. Most vets in India still operate on a pen and paper model where they'll give you a card, right? It's like a report card that you used to get in school, where you tick off, okay, this vaccination done, now come back on the next date. It's still a physical record. It's not as easy, it's not intuitive because we don't really know how to look at a pen and paper record for our appointments anymore. Use case number 2, when having a accurate medical record actually becomes important. Now imagine your pet gets diagnosed with something which is a tad more serious. Like for example, I'll tell you about my dog. I've got an Indie called Dobby. We think he's about 5 years old, but we really don't have any way of knowing because we adopted him from the street. Now Dobby used to have this very peculiar habit of sneaking out in the middle of the night. Not sneaking out, he used to announce it to all of us. He used to go out around 10 in the night. He used to roam around with his friends and everything, and then come back at around 3 a.m. He used to howl next to my parents' bedroom, and that's how they would know that Dobby's back, and they would go and bring him in. Around this time last year, when Dobby was trying to get out of the house, he usually used to just jump over the gate, and this is a 6 feet tall gate, and Dobby's a really fit guy. He used to just jump over the gate. What happened is when he was jumping over, his leg got caught and he had a really bad fall, and because this was not in the vicinity of any of our rooms, we couldn't really hear him cry out for us. So the poor guy was there the whole night, and we found him only in the morning when we went to search for him, and because he hadn't come back. Now there was a really long drawn process of Dobby's healing. We put his leg in a bind. We kind of had to make sure that the bleeding wouldn't get too bad. There were a lot of medicines, there were a lot of vet visits, there were a lot of painkillers that he needed to get, and a lot of care that he needed for his leg to get back to normal. Even now, while the leg itself has healed, he is very apprehensive about using that leg. So we still have to keep track of how exactly, that's faring out for him. Now, we didn't have any way of keeping track of his progress, right? We found ourselves handicapped because we really just 100% depended on the vet to tell us that okay, this works, this doesn't work, and every time we wanted to get a sense check on whether Dobby is progressing or not, we had to go and make a visit to the vet, right? So that was our condition. Now, anytime your dog is undergoing a medical treatment, right, they do need to have certain things happening on a routine. They will need painkillers at a certain time. They will need maybe some other kind of medicine at a certain time. Those things are not an ordinary routine for them, which is why a lot of times we tend to forget. So it's very important for us to have a record like that and to make sure that we're sticking to it, especially when they're undergoing some kind of medical treatment. Now, case number 3, when having an accurate medical log really helps. Getting a diagnosis. A lot of times what happens is that our dogs will have some kind of reaction and there is no way for us to kind of figure out what caused it. I have a retriever called Snitch. Yes, they're both Harry Potter names, if anybody caught that, Snitch and Dobby. But so Snitch, sometimes when he pukes sometimes, right? He takes out the food that he's just had. And there's immediately this sense of panic in us because we don't know what happened. We don't know if it was because he's either eaten in a really excited manner or if he reacted badly to a new food that we introduced, or if the heat got to him, or if it's some other underlying reason. Now, when we ask the vet will only know as much as we know about our dogs, right? If we are keeping an accurate log of, okay, this is the kind of food I'm feeding him at the moment, this condition had happened maybe 4 months ago, maybe there is something that is kind of linked to that as well, right? So unless we have an accurate kind of medical log for our dogs, there is no way the vets will be able to give us a better diagnosis than just watch and wait. The more information we are able to provide through this accurate medical log, the better our vet can then diagnose this problem in our dogs. Now, use case number 4. It's really interesting, but out of these people that we surveyed, right, all pet parents, 65% of them said that they have changed their vet at least once in their dog's lifetime. That's really interesting to me because in my mind, and the hypothesis that we're kind of running with is that people change vets only when they realize that there is something that their current vet is not able to provide to them, right? And when does that happen? That happens when there is something that there is a health condition usually that your dog faces that you find that your current vet is not capable of solving. That's when you reach out for recommendations on better vets. There is no reason to disturb that state of routine that, okay, I know this vet, this is where we go for our appointments, this is where we go for any checkups that we need, until there is that incident that causes you to change vets. What happens when you change a vet? Now imagine your dog is 3 years old, he had a skin condition, there's an allergy or a rash or something, and your current vet is not able to give you a solution to that. Then you immediately decide, okay, maybe I need to go to another vet because maybe they know better and maybe this vet is not able to help me. So you find another really good vet who lives in your city and you go to that vet. How are you giving that vet an accurate download of whatever's happened in your dog's life up till that point? For the new vet to be able to give you the right advice and to find a cure or some kind of way to relieve this your dog of this issue, they need to know accurate medical history as well. That's when this medical log comes into play, because that's where They are able to understand, okay, this dog has been through this and this. This is typically their diet. This is typically the amount of exercise they get. Okay, maybe this is something that they picked up when you went on this hike with them, or if because you changed this in their diet, this is why it reacted in them like this. That kind of diagnosis can only come about if you are able to give them the right kind of information. Now, we've talked about a lot of these cases, right? But I just want to ask everybody who's watching this, how many of us actually maintain these accurate medical logs? And I'll be honest first, we don't. And why we don't is because it is very, very difficult to do it in a digital world where everything that I have on my schedule is either on a calendar or on my phone. I've got social media telling me which events I want to go to. I've got WhatsApp to talk to people who will remind me that, this is where you need to be. Our dogs don't have that. There is no digital identity that exists for pets, and that's why a lot of times we miss out on things that are important for their lives. Our regular vet visits, for example, the fact that your dogs need booster shots for vaccines, right? That's almost an annual affair. Deworming doses every 3 months. I don't remember the last time I went. And we realized that a lot of these problems are common to every pet parent. So we created a solution. We've tried to create this app called Sploot. It's on the iOS App Store. It's a digital pet care assistant. Sploot basically allows you to store all the medical records you need, whether it's vet's prescriptions, whether it's deworming doses and recording the date at which you need to give the next dose, whether it's having a training schedule in place, that every day I want to spend 10 minutes teaching my dog to practice the sit command. All of those things, Sploot is the place where you can create reminders for all of these tasks that you need to do regarding your dog. So yeah, I mean that was our way to kind of find a way to solve this problem. So if you have an iOS phone, why don't you check it out and let us know what your feedback is in the comments below, and we'd love to actually really improve it. It's something that is an ongoing kind of project. It's not something that we've just made and now we want to throw it on you. So please keep giving us that feedback because we'd love to learn from it and improve the app even more. Thanks.